But let's focus on the FMCG and consumption space now. In Q4, volume-led growth is expected to return in the FMCG sector with a gradual improvement in rural demand. Now, according to Prabhudas Lilladher, the demand is expected to be mixed in the consumption space, while margins will improve in Q4. We have Kumar Rajgopalan, who's the Chief Executive Officer at Retailers Association of India, and Amnish Aggarwal, the Head of Research at Prabhudas Lilladher, joining in now to tell us what to expect. Amnish, let me start with you. If you can just lay down for us, the preface to this discussion. What is the kind of growth that we're looking at? Have you seen a recovery in the rural market, especially in the consumption piece? And which are the stocks that could be the biggest beneficiaries of this?
There is a lot which is talked about rural recovery from quite some time, but our understanding suggests that there is no full-fledged rural recovery which is playing out as of now. Because there are, for example, a discretionary pack in the rural India is under pressure not only in consumer staples but in consumer discretionary durables, etc. as well. And in case of, you can say, your staples also, there are certain, you can say, items in food products or maybe your detergents, etc., which are showing uptake. But so in rural India, I think it is not a broad-based uptake or green shoots which are visible because of, you can say, the inflation which has been there. Yes, of course, the earlier down trading is somewhat winding up, but there is no clear visibility as of now, and a lot depends upon how this crop goes and how the monsoon season plays out.
Okay, that's important. You're saying that there's no clear visibility on any improvement in rural demand and there's still a bit of uncertainty. Kumar Rajgopalan, who's the Chief Executive Officer at Retailers Association of India, is also with us. Kumar, would you concur that there are no concrete signs or evidence of a pickup in demand just yet in the rural market? And can you break it down for us in terms of, what you're seeing in retail trends, both in urban and rural, any divergence in trends across regions, north, south?
Yeah, hi, morning. I think I'd agree with what Amnish is saying to some extent because we've seen that through the year, the real growth has happened in the mid to higher segment of products, which means the price points of mid to higher segments. The lower price point items, especially in the discretionary, has not done as all that well. I mean, overall, the retail market grew by about 18% last year for the modern retail. But the issue has definitely been on the lower price point items, and I think that's seen across various levels. Some of the items that did well, some of the categories that did well, definitely sports and leisure, athleisure has been doing very well. QSR has been doing quite well. People do want to go out and eat. Garments, when it came to occasion wear, has done well during occasions. The non-occasion times, especially when it came to lower price point items, have not done well. The rural sector, I think, still needs to be really reached out, and I'd agree because the lower price point there again is the question. The mid to higher price point, I think those consumers are willing to buy, but they also buy from the larger cities. So they are willing to go to the cities and buy lots from wherever they are if they are well-to-do. So that is that question mark that still is there. I think that impact of inflation of the 10% was definitely seen all through.
All right. Hi, good morning, Mr. Rajgopalan. We have big state elections coming up this year. Is that a factor? How do, consumer trends normally phase out when we have state elections and large states as well?
Yeah, that's a very nice question, actually, because we hope that there would be lots more money, disposable money in the hands of people. And you'll need to bring in some policy level decisions to make sure that people feel the ability to buy, or at least they have this confidence that they are going to be in a better position going forward. Retail is all about expectations of where one would go the next year and the year after that. So the election should hopefully put some money back into the infrastructure and various other systems, because people will be very busy to try and make sure that that expenditure, the whole infrastructure, the ability to try and make the last person be employable is all going to happen. So we'll have to wait and watch. But one good thing about what's happening all around is that there is DBT, there is lots more accountability. So whatever is being seen in real terms and not just about doles. So I think that's going to be interesting.
Okay. Amnish, from the universe that you cover, what are the companies where you're seeing, both revenue growth as well as margin expansion in this quarter? and perhaps stocks where there continues to be a little bit of valuation headroom as well?
You see, in terms of volume growth, I think in this quarter, paint companies should do well because the trends of January in paints, they are sustaining at least till the end of the March. So paint is one segment where we should see good volume growth. Then ITC should have good volume growth. In general, food companies selectively should have good volume growth. Liver should be able to give you something like mid single digit kind of a volume growth. So I think these are some of the pockets. QSR again should be mixed with some pressure definitely on companies like say Jubilant Foodworks and Westlife. Jubilant Foodworks and Burger King. Westlife I think should outperform the peers in QSR space. So broadly I think paints, selective staples and selective you can say QSRs they should do well. As far as margins are concerned, I think clearly at this point of time, it is again very you can say company specific factor. The companies which are more using the raw materials which are crude linked and which have seen softening in the past 3 to 6 months, for example, the paint companies, the companies like say Pidilite, so they should gain. Some of the companies like for example Liver, which have got large gains to come due to reduction in the prices of various crude linked items, as well as palm oil, they should gain. Britannia should report YY margin expansion, although QOQ it looks difficult. So I think broadly, if you look, I think there would be reasonably good quantum of companies which will show margin expansion. But in some of those cases also, one can't rule out some margin